Hello there. Namaste. I know it's been a while that I have made a video, but finally something happened that I can't fucking hold back because this is too much. So I went to the park to make a video last weekend about kundalini and kundalini activation and what techniques that I use, and try to give some help to some people that didn't really know if they had an active kundalini or not, whether they've had an awakening or not. I went to the park and I did some meditation first, and I was getting all ready. But when I went to go do it, I kept messing up, and that's usually my cue from my guides or the universe that this isn't time to do that yet. So I scrapped the idea, and I felt kind of bad because I told some people that I was going to do the video. Anyway, I now know why. So during my first sleep interval last night, I was laying in bed, not expecting to have any kind of a spiritual experience or out-of-body experience, because usually during my first sleep interval, I'm just fucking dead asleep, like nothing. Okay, it's usually just when I recharge from the day of work. So it's always during my second sleep interval that I have something spiritual happen, and like an out-of-body experience, or at least a lucid dream at the very least. So what happened next caught me off guard completely, and it's never happened before, ever. Okay, I was laying in bed, and I usually say like a mantra, or I'll speak to my guides in some way, and this is all I said. I said, my higher self, I surrender my will to you completely. I surrender my will to you for my highest good. And I repeated that like 2-3 times. And then I said, give me your light. I said something like, bridge the connection, give me your light. And what happened next was insane and has never happened before. I just felt this like extreme amount of pressure right here in the top front of my skull, and it just kept building and building and building, and I didn't know what to do. I was kind of freaking out at first because it was so much so that it actually kind of hurt. So at first I thought it was my kundalini energy coming up through my crown chakra, like wanting to be released. And so I started to push, but that didn't work. It was like resistance. I felt the resistance. And the way I can feel resistance is that it just hurts more. So what I then started to do, because I realized that I'm being given energy, because sometimes when I ask my guides to send me light, I do get a weird pressure right here. And that's the front, that's where the opening of the crown chakra is for your chakra channel. That's where you receive energy. So what I did then was I used my heart and intention, my heart-mind, to envision a vortex spinning clockwise right there as I took my inhalations. Because remember, inhaling is negative pulling energy. And then also I envisioned a right side up tetrahedron spinning clockwise with my inhalation. Because right brain, feminine, inhale, vortex, chakra energy, okay? So I pulled this energy slowly down my central core, and I felt it pass into each chakra, and as it got into each chakra, it expanded, and I felt immense pressure. Anyway, that's not really crazy. I'll tell you what was crazy. As it went all the way down till it got to my root, and it seemed to take a complete U-turn and go into the base of my spine from my root chakra. So it went like that, and it went into and became my kundalini. Like it just ignited my kundalini energy. Whatever this energy was, it just ignited down there. It was so immense, the pressure and the tingling, that I was just like blown away, like what the fuck is happening? And I began to push it up, because that's what I always do when I have a active kundalini energy. that's basically where it accumulates and spawns right there. And then when it starts to tingle down there at the base of your spine, that's when you know that it's ready to be pushed up. So I just intuitively knew it was ready to be pushed up. So I pushed it up, and it took forever. My techniques weren't working as much, and I knew that's because this was more energy than I've ever really handled before. It was a lot like my kundalini awakening, because that's how it was. It was really hard to push up because it was a giant ball of energy. So I pushed it up, and it took forever. It took like an hour. But this is the fucking crazy part. As soon as I pushed this ball of energy up my spine, it got about halfway up my back, and then I didn't need to push anymore. It just fucking launched up my spine the rest of the way into my brain. And this is what happened. It shot into my brain. I fucking left my body. I immediately just, like I was that ball of energy. Like it just like merged with and like grabbed my fucking seat of the soul, or my consciousness, and then shot up with it. Straight up. And I just kept flying straight upward, and this was kind of weird. I actually felt like wind or something on my sides as I was flying up. And I felt kind of like a snake, or like a tadpole or something, or like a little sperm even. And this is what I saw. This is what leads me to believe that it was a MerKaBa, or my light body, or my light ship, was that it was like I was looking through some kind of biomech, like digital screen of sorts. What happened was it was like crosshairs, and they kept relocating. Like every time I would change my mind, it was fucking weird, and I didn't know how to utilize it at all. I was just aimlessly traveling upward. And I have I think I have like 2 more experiences where I'm aimlessly traveling upward in my MerKaBa. So I need to research it better, or talk to someone that knows what the hell they're talking about, because I would love to be able to take the reins of this thing and actually accurately travel somewhere I want to. I've always wanted to travel in the solar system and like check out the moon and different planets and stuff like that, but this was really weird. It was like, I don't know how to explain it other than like biomech, digital biomech. It was so weird. It kind of reminded me of DMT energy or visions, or kind of shroomy in a way. Like everything, I just saw so much energy, and it was like alive. But then there was like a geometry over that enabled me to accurately perceive my way through this energy, if that makes any sense. But anyway, I had to share this because it's never happened like that for me. I've always had to push up the kundalini energy up into the seat of the soul, into my brain, and then turn my brain off through meditation, put it into at least a theta wave, and then I can slip out of my body. But the immensity of this charge of energy, it just fucking forced me out of my body when I was fully awake in like a beta wave, brain wave, like fully conscious, like right now, like this. I mean, could you imagine just laying there and being as lucid and awake as you are right now, and just all of a sudden, so it shocked the shit out of me, and in a good way. I was like, this will end the dry spell of video uploads for me for sure, because that's fucking crazy. I gotta share that. But I will make another video soon about my kundalini techniques, how I activate it and how I utilize it. And hopefully, if you guys want some help having a kundalini awakening, I can help with that too. But I highly suggest you watch my video, Kundalini Pros and Cons, first, because there's a multitude of repercussions, and it's not all good. So I highly suggest researching it to see if you're even ready first, because there's a lot of people that have a premature awakening when they're not ready, and it fucks their lives up big time. So I'm kind of assuming, though, if you have follow me and even understand half of what I'm saying, that you're pretty much probably ready for it. But anyway, so I gotta go to work now and hold all this shit inside because my coworkers will think I'm fucking crazy. That's kind of one of the negatives of this kind of stuff, is that there's no one really relate to. I mean, I have like one or two coworkers that'll probably believe me or understand what I'm talking about, but that's one of the main reasons why I started sharing with you guys and on social media, was the fucking straight loneliness of this stuff. And then you realize that how much that sucks, and that, you know, there's others out there experiencing this stuff and they don't have anyone to talk to about it. So that's why I decided to become a active voice in ascension stuff and ascension symptoms. It was to help those lonely souls out there that were experiencing the same thing as me. So yeah, it was just another crazy experience, another experience to keep me going and to, you know what, fulfill the faith even more so, because, you know, there are times that I doubt stuff, but then I'll have an experience like that and it's just like, holy shit, there's no fucking doubt at all. You know what I mean? There's no fucking doubt. So thanks for listening to my crazy story, and I hope you have a wonderful work week or whatever you're doing. All right, love and light.